Working smarter, not harder, huh?
For once. For one time in our lives.
Hey, at least it only took you 2 boards to figure it out.
Yeah.
So guys, the day has finally arrived and we are going to start working on this project that actually we've been wanting to work on for quite some time. With the weather being good for pretty much the majority of this week, we decided we're going to start this project, probably get a little bit of a head start before another rainstorm comes through. Also though, I have been waiting a long time to actually start this project since actually we moved here. And I will say this, guys, once again, this whole feel out here is gonna change.
Roxanne had a good point. We were gonna be marking all this off to where we're gonna build this platform at. But she's like, hey, why can't we just take the frame of it anyway and lay it down on the ground and then mark everything, make sure it's squared out, and then do what we need to do? And I was like, actually, that's a good idea. You can do it that way too. So we're gonna go ahead and do it that way instead, so we don't have to do so much strings and it be off and different things. It'd just be better this way.
Yeah, working smarter, not harder, huh?
Yes. Put it up here. Lay it down for now. I'm gonna mark exactly 12 feet because these are a little bit, 12 and a half or whatever. Get on there?
Yep.
Literally like almost nothing. Do any of you guys have an idea of what we're building yet? If you do, leave it in the comments now before you find out 100% what it is. Moves all around all crazy, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do it nice and easy. Use that one as the mark.
Okay.
To measure.
Mm-hmm. And then you want it a little bit below that line? Or you want me to just cut it to the line?
That line.
And cut to the line?
Screwed on. We're gonna be bolting these, but
And just to...
for now, we're gonna put that in there.
Yeah.
to get everything level. It's all right. Okay, let's lift it up a little bit, like that. Okay. And if you guys haven't figured out what exactly it is we're building yet, we have been in the garden all day. So this is the beginning of Roxanne's greenhouse.
Yes.
And of course, she can't have a simple, easy peasy, normal greenhouse. No, she has to go online and find the perfect one she wants, right?
It's gotta match the garden.
Shows me a picture and says, I want you to build this. And so it's got a floor in it, it's not on the dirt. It's gonna be a gable roof, all kinds of stuff. So that's what we're doing, but I'm happy to do it for her.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be great.
I think it's gonna look so pretty out here.
It's heavy. Level.
Up a little bit. Like right there. Shouldn't be too heavy.
Right there.
Anthony is putting in that last corner post, but I wanted to show you guys kind of how unlevel the ground is around here. So right here, I would say it's probably like maybe 2 inches off the ground in this corner. But when you go over to this corner, way over here,
I know.
it's like almost 2 feet off the ground.
I know, it's nuts.
It's crazy how sloped it is. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Just crazy.
Well, that's why we didn't want to put it right on the ground.
So part of the reason why we decided we didn't want to just have like a bare ground inside the greenhouse is because of how unlevel it is. We talked about like maybe different ways of trying to make sure the greenhouse itself is level on the ground, and we didn't want to have another shed incident. If you guys remember when we built our patio well shed, the 10x10 in the back, it was so unlevel back there, and we had to like use 2x6s and 2x8s and step it down, and it was just pretty bad. So I was suggested to Anthony, I was like, it would be better if we built it on a platform. That way it's level and we don't have to mess with it. So that's why we went this route. And I'm glad we did, because looking at it now and how unlevel it is, man, that would have been such a huge headache for us trying to level that out. Pretty solid, huh?
Well, it'll be more solid too once we get the concrete in there.
Yeah.
And it's got all the floor joists.
Yep.
It's a little wobbly right now because it doesn't have that. Yep, but there's the basic frame, the floor, subfloor, I guess.
Yeah, the foundation, that's what I've been saying.
Obviously, we have to concrete all this in.
Yeah.
And finish it up. I do have some carriage bolts I'm going to be putting in all these footers, these feet, to really make this nice and solid.
Mm-hmm.
Plus it'll be concrete, plus we're going to have a building on it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's going to be nice and sturdy.
Yeah. Anthony and I are wasting no time today to hopefully get done what we want to get done on this project. We're doing something a little bit different on this build than we've done on the other builds. As you guys can tell, we have not concreted it down yet. Instead, we decided to put the joist in first before we concrete. Hopefully we're saving the easiest part for the last. At least that's my thought process. I don't know. But it's looking so good, and I'll tell you what, guys, even though it's not concreted in, this thing is very sturdy.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's going anywhere. So not only are we doing it a little bit different with the concrete, Anthony is also doing something a little different with hanging these floor joists. I mean, this is like a whole new project, guys. We're learning all kinds of new things.
It's so much easier just to hang them and then screw in like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And
And then
perfectly level with the
yep. And it'll
deck,
work, yeah, it'll work really good when you put the hangers in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you found a good way, baby.
Yeah, instead of putting a small block, putting a hanger and then screwing the hanger in and then putting the whole joist, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know why I never thought about this before. It is what it is.
It is what it is, but you figured it out now.
All right. My back. Not right. A little sore, but there we go. There's the floor joist in. Now I just got to do some hangers, more screws. We're ready for concrete.
Starting to look like a stage.
Yeah. A staging area for your plants.
Yeah, I like it.
Staging area.
A staging area.
Since this is a free floating platform, it's not attached to the house or nothing. I'm going to be using these big bolts to bolt the whole platform, you know, the bottom to everything on all these, I'm calling them feet, footer, feet, whatever. That way everything's nice and held tight together and there's no way it can come down because a lot of weight's going to be on just screws, you know, and you don't want that. So these are going to work great.
See, anytime we start working on a new project, Anthony scores new tools.
Yeah. Well, I need a big drill bit.
Well, I think you do that on purpose.
Yeah, like how you do things on purpose.
Yeah, exactly. See, you score new tools, kind of like the weed whacker, you know. Got a whole new weed whacker.
That was needed.
Well, I can say everything I got is needed too.
True. This is true. tires though. You know, it's making it so hard. Because all the shavings are in there, it can't come out.
Oh, they're
So
getting
drill a
shoved.
little bit and pull it out, drill a little bit, pull it out, and it goes right out.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's not a lot of space between these ones. I said there's not a lot of space between these to go back and forth. There we go. Well, we got those bolts in place. I really don't think once it's concreted in, this is gonna move nowhere.
No.
I mean, I tightened those bolts so tight, they was actually pulling the moisture out of the wood. So I don't think it's gonna go nowhere.
No, I think we're golden, baby.
Yep, and now Anthony's putting in the hangers, which is the most exciting part of it all, I think.
So excited.
I know. It's repeat
Right,
and
needs to be
repeat.
done.
It does need to be done. It's definitely needed, and once that's done, guys, we can pour the concrete. So, yay! More concrete work! While Anthony is finishing up hanging up those hangers for those floor joists, I figured I'd give you guys a little rundown on how the garden is growing, seeing as how this seems to be the area we're hanging out in right now. First, I would like to say, I don't know how these are planted or where they came from, but they have popped out. Look at that. This is my carrots and onion bed, and I have like 5 or 6 different tomato plants in here. Just growing. I did not plant these. I didn't plant tomatoes anywhere near here. I planted tomatoes over way on the other side of the greenhouse. And for some reason, there's tomatoes in there. I'm thinking it was from when I cleaned out the garden beds last year, and for some amazing reason, the seeds survived all winter long, and then once I tilled it up, they started growing. So I'm pretty sure, I have a feeling most of those are probably cherry tomatoes. But besides the random tomato plants growing inside my carrots and onion bed, my carrots are sprouting, they're sticking out of the ground now. The onions are coming out. I mean, everything is growing out here. The only thing that's not really growing, guys, is my peppers. I have a couple sprouts, but other than that, there's really not a lot growing in there. I'm not sure why. I don't know if maybe they got too much rain. Maybe I'll need to plant some more seeds, not sure. I'm gonna keep an eyeball on it though and kind of figure it out here real quickly. I think the most exciting thing, and I think Anthony's probably the most excited about this, is my pumpkins are sprouting out here. There's only a few that didn't sprout yet. Maybe they'll sprout. Kind of at this point, I'm doubting it. I might throw a couple more seeds out here. Maybe those will grow, but I'm so happy and just impressed that my seeds actually grew in this dirt right here. I mean, it's good dirt. We did till it up and everything, but just very excited to see those grow. And hopefully once they get growing, this whole little area right here will just be covered in pumpkin patches. That's the goal. So far so good on that goal. Check it out, guys. I actually got some sunflowers that have sprouted too. I think these are gonna be the giant ones. And then these are like the, they're like giant ones, but they're not gonna be as big as those ones are. But they're growing too. They've pretty much all sprouted. That's another big giant one. I did like every other one. Like, here's a giant, that one's a big one, then giant, big, giant. So they're all sprouted. I'm so excited to see these sunflowers like grow and become huge. Like, I'm really excited to see like the fence line with all these sunflowers growing back here. It's just like the vision in my mind. It's gonna look so pretty over here. Oh, everything's growing on my flowers. Just, oh, I'm loving it so far this year.
All right, all done with the subfloor. Pretty sturdy. Pretty sturdy. So, whew, I think now we're ready for concrete now. Ready to get it done.